close to you in your life that wasn't happy with your change of direction?
I wouldn't call it unhappy, and it wasn't instantly embraced either. So everybody, they said the right words at first, and then there was the little doubt, and then as I made one, I think it all has to do with when I'm ready for it, then the questions that they have disappear. Their fears about it were less. The more assured I was in what I was doing, the less resistance from friends and family I got. I think my biggest fear was my mom, and she's the one I had to check in with, and she said, you've done some amazing things. Why wouldn't I believe that you'd be able to do this as well? She said, so that was amazing to me, and validating as well, especially coming from a parent. So it hurts.
During the process, it was time that you wanted to give it up because something went wrong, and you said, well, maybe I'm not doing the right thing for myself right now, maybe it should be later, or it was a time like that you felt.
Are you asking me if I, during the process along?
Yeah.
The way, yeah, all the time.
All the time.
That comes and goes.
Yeah.
And what I've learned to do with that is to go ahead and experience that and delve into it, because it's just a thought. You're going to have thoughts. And if I run from the thought, it's going to chase me around the room. And if I stand with that thought and just go down the road, nothing's going to happen. I'm just thinking. It's a thought. And then I come back to, I find reasons while I go down that fear road that support why it won't happen. Or if it does happen, how I can handle it and it'll work out.
You mentioned you had a coach or a mentor.
Yes.
How did you find that coach?
How did I find? I found that. I have several mentors, and the one in particular that became my coach, like Karen's also one of my coach mentors as well. I found her through this, through a seminar that I went to, a workshop similar to this, but it was a weekend. And she travels all over the state.
Which one?
I'm sorry.
Which seminar it was?
Oh, it's called The Possibility of Woman. The name of her company is, her website is Listening Profits You. And I can share that with you later. If you want more information, you can go on her website and see what she does. Yeah. And then I also work with Karen, who's here locally, and definitely took advantage of a lot of the body of work that she's created, which just dovetailed right in with everything, and it worked very well.
So how many of you, I'm sorry, did you have
I was just saying another virtue and value is she's a people person, and she, go what you love and money follows. And, she has a passion with people, and she connects quickly. And people feel very comfortable with her. I don't care who you are, but she has you feel very comfortable. And she's also got a cutting edge in that she wants to be out of the box. She doesn't be ordinary.
Sounds like somebody's reading you over there. I think we got a little reading going on.
I agree. Yes, you're right on all of that.
So who here wants to know more about soul dwellings? Woohoo! That's why we're here, right? Well, we had to get the story out of the way. It's so fascinating, right? So Janice, let's tell everybody a little bit about soul dwellings, its origins, what it's, where did it come from?
Well, it's about, I think that I create systems. I put those together and put things in the systems kind of intuitively. And when I go into homes, I realize that it's really not, the clients would sit down and they tell me what they wanted to do with their house, and I take copious notes. And they'd always say before I left, you got any ideas? What do you, you know, and then I always feel on the spot. And I was wondering, I go, do I like not have, did I lose it? I can't do these things. But what happened would be a day or two later, all of these ideas would come rushing at me. And so what I now know is that when I go into an environment, especially a client's home, I'm on sensory overload. I'm like a sponge. I'm absorbing. It's almost as though that environment is a vat of dye. And I'm a white cloth, and I go in and I take on the color or that environment. And when it's not until I return to my environment that I start to get back to me, and I can separate the two, and then the ideas and the creativity comes. So two things came out of that. I started to develop the way that I approach clients from that perspective, and I understood that my home needed to be situated a certain way to enhance the experience of my creativity. So I just started writing down basically what goes on there. There are categories of souls to me, or people. And when I go into your home, they're kitchen souls, bathroom souls, living room souls, office souls, I'm leaving something out, bedroom souls. And from that, they all kind of share the same kind of characteristics. And I use that as a way to kind of qualify a person through my questions. And then I design from that standpoint out so that I am giving you not my what I'd like to see. I'm giving you a reflection of yourself. And when you connect with, when you see something, when you see yourself reflected in your space, all kinds of possibilities. You can be very anchored in your home. You are able to launch and to find your purpose. Your home is your foundation. It's where you should be anchored. We've become separated from it with our busy lives, our hectic lifestyles, and just more of the disconnect that we're doing from ourselves, but we're doing it with our homes. And what I'm trying to do is reconnect people with their spaces in a way that supports them to go do other things in their life, to do what they were put here to do.
How many of you have rooms in your house that you don't even go in? Like the rooms that they may be completely finished. You know, they're beautiful, but you really don't spend any time in them. You know, it's fascinating because I took Janice's workshop, and I'm moving my office, my home office, from where, you know, it's in the basement, no windows. I am such a windows person. I need light, and we have a third bedroom on the main floor. I can't tell you the last time I had a visitor. There, that room sat, completely finished, but no, it was unused. And I think what's fascinating, and Janice is going to give us a little treat, you tell me when, that we actually end up having more space. We have more available to us than we realize. I mean, there's a whole clutter thing that's part of this communication, you know, and of relieving ourselves of the excess and the things that we don't actually use. But then there's also this idea of how are you optimizing the space that you do have? Is it feeding you? Is it, you know, is it supporting you? And I think historically, we've all become accustomed to bedroom, bathroom, kitchen. If you may have another room that you call a den, living room, dining room. Oh, that might be fun.
No, it's family room.
Family room, okay.